What's up, guys? We are live. We're gonna break down UFC Prague. We got Jan Blachowicz versus Thiago Santos, and tonight I'm gonna be solo. We were supposed to go at 7 o'clock, but Kelvin had an emergency he had to attend to, so didn't really have enough time to get someone else on here. So I'll be breaking down these fights solo from bottom to top. And before we talk about that, let's talk about last card. So we had a really good card. Betting wise, wasn't the best. I had a losing night. I think I went, let me see, I went 1 of 3 in my bets, so it was a minus 3.92 on the night. So yeah, man, we're 2-2 on the year. I think we're like point minus, I think 7 or something like that in the year. So I mean, not too bad, but I mean, obviously, I want to stay in the green. I think I'm like plus 14 point, check real quick, 81 units overall. So I mean, yeah, it's good, but I mean, I want to have a good 2019. So yeah, man, let's talk about the obviously the main event. From last card. What was the main event? I'm like blanking out right now. Let me check real quick. It's been a long day. Let me see. Oh, okay. Obviously, Velasquez getting smoked. Yeah. So that, I mean, I don't think that was really controversy. Honestly, I mean, I thought that Nagano, punched him really hard, and then the way that Velasquez fell down, he kind of just, blew out his knee. A lot of people are talking about that. That was controversy. I don't really think so. I thought it was, a good stoppage, but yeah, man, Cain Velasquez, man. I think it's the last time we're ever going to see him, to be honest. I mean, Francis Ngannou, he's a beast, and I think he's finally, put it together. I know, he had the bad fight with Derek Lewis and then the Stipe fight, but I mean, he's a beast, man. We're not going to talk about every fight, but I just want to talk about the main event. And then bets wise, I lost on James Vick. Felder, had a very good game plan and hurt him man to the leg, so he hurt his calves, and it is what it is, So yeah, I lost on that. I lost on who else I lost on? Okay, so I lost on Holtzman. It was a close fight. I think Scott Holtzman kind of gave it away. I mean, he couldn't defend the takedown. I mean, I was really surprised that Nick Wentz, was able to take him down multiple times, and he definitely won the fight because of that. So props to Nick Wentz. And then I also, let's see, I had a parlay with Calvillo and Luque. That was super sweaty. I'll tell you that right now. Hats off to Barberina, man. I mean, that was impressive. I mean, honestly though, I don't think Barberina was winning that fight. I know it was in Arizona, so Luque would have probably lost the decision because it was in Arizona. Because I think on the scorecards that's what it was. But I think Luque was winning the fight. If there was anywhere else, I think he would have won. But it was close. I mean, Barberina has one of the best chins in the division, and he ate so many shots, man. I mean, like all the shots that went to his head, like he just ate them, and you could hear like the Gilbert Burns in the corner, like hit, like go to the body, and that's what he did with that knee, man. And Barberina, fell, and that was that, man. So I think Barberina honestly has a better chin than most guys in that division, and I don't think Luque was really slowing down either, man. He just he couldn't put Barberina away, man, and Barberina was just landing a lot of volume. But I mean, Luque was never really hurt. I mean, Luque, he got dropped in that first round, but he was kind of off balance. I mean, he kind of recovered fast and then went for that guillotine. But I mean, it's not like Luque looked bad in this fight. I thought Luque looked really good. I thought Barberina looked good. I just think he couldn't put away Barberina, man. So big win for Luque. I mean, it was a good performance for Barberina. I mean, Barberina is probably going to get a good fight next, and he's always going to be outside the top 15. He's a good fighter. And Luque is going to get a big fight. He's probably going to get, I think, Jeff Neal next, maybe, or maybe even like Neil Magny or like Pomsey or Damian Maia. But and yeah, Calvillo had a close fight. She didn't even go for the takedown once, kind of weird. She won on the striking on the feet, but I don't know why she didn't go for the takedown. So I mean, that was not the best performance by her. So let's move on to this card, man. So let's see what the first fight. I know it's Joel Alvarez. Let me check real quick. Okay, so we got Damir Ismagulov versus Joel Alvarez, and this is the first fight of the night. We got Damir man is coming off a pretty good win against Alex Gorgees. I don't think Alex Gorgees is really UFC material, to be honest, though. But Damir did what he had to do. He won every round. He has pretty good striking. He's really technical. He has a good chin. I think he's a pretty good fighter. I think he's definitely gonna beat a lot of guys. I think in the division. But Joel Alvarez is making his debut. He has good grappling. I think he comes out of Luke Barnett's camp. But I just don't think, he has what it takes to get Damir down. I think on the feet he has a disadvantage. I think Damir is a better striker. Damir, I don't know if he's going to put Joe Alvarez away because, Damir, he throws a lot of volume, but he doesn't really have that killer instinct. He has finishes, but I don't know. I can just see him dominating Joe and not putting him away. But if it hits the mat, it could get interesting. But I don't know. It's just one of those fights I'm going to pass. I think Damir's going to get a decision win, but yeah, I'm not playing it. So next fight we got Ruslan Khabilov versus Carlos Diego Ferreira. This is a good fight, man. One of my worries in this fight, which is why I'm not betting Diego Ferreira, is that Ruslan's undefeated, man, in Europe, and it's really hard to beat him, man, in Europe. The Des Green fight was super close. I do think Des lost, but that was a close fight. Look at the fight with Cajun. You could arguably say Cajun won that fight, but because it was in Europe, Ruslan got the win. So I don't know, man. Going to a split with Cajun is not the best look. Maybe he's slowed down, but Carlos Diego Ferreira, man, he's a good fighter, man. But the thing is, though, Benil kind of outgrappled him, and I think Rusev could do the same thing here. I think Diego's the better striker. I think he's pretty durable. I know, he had a little hiccup, in his win last fight with Kyle Nelson, because Nelson hurt him in that fight. Maybe it was a short notice. I don't like that, though. They're getting hurt by some featherweight going up. Rusum's definitely hits harder and he's a better striker than that. But I still think Diego Pereira is a good fighter. You saw what he did against Gordon after that long layoff. He has good jiu-jitsu too. But I just think Rusum has the better wrestling. I think Rusum could definitely, maybe grind out win. But I'm just gonna have to go with the dog here, man. I just think Diego could piece him up on the feet. He's durable too, and he has some really good technical striking, man. He's the better striker, man, for sure. We've seen Rusum get hurt. Chris Wade hurt him with that switch kick, and then he still found a way to lose that fight, Chris Wade. But I don't know if it hits the mat, which I think it will. It's gonna get interesting because you got the grappling, kind of just blanket control, in Rusum, and then you got Diego who has good jiu-jitsu. Maybe he could sweep Rusum. It's going to get really interesting in the crowd, but the fact's in Europe. I don't want any part of it. I hope, everyone that has Carlos Diego, cash that bet. But I'm going to have to go with, I'll go Carlos here. I'm going to go with him by a decision win. I think he's going to have to make it dominant, though. I don't know if he's going to put Rusum away. I feel like that's probably the best bet for him, because then it won't go to the scorecards. But I think he's going to win a decision. I think he's going to be kind of dominant. So, I'll go with a clear 29-28 for Carlos Diego on all three scorecards, but I'm not playing it. So next fight we got Michel Prazeres versus the Austrian Wonderboy Ismail Naurdiev. And honestly, man, I'm kind of bummed that Prazeres is not fighting who he was supposed to fight, Ramzan Ami, because honestly, if they were fighting, I think it would have been lined really close. And I was about to go really big, man, on Prazeres, man. I think Prazeres is a really good fighter, and I honestly think he's right outside the top 15 right now. I feel like literally right outside. I think he'll be in there eventually, but he's just a problem for a lot of these guys at 170. He just he's like a little bulldozer. He hits like a truck. It's hard to take him down. He's gonna take you down. He has really good grappling. He has really good jiu-jitsu. He's durable. God, man, he's I feel like his only red flag is that he might be a little size disadvantage at 170, and maybe his cardio. But so far though, man, he's beaten some good guys, and oh my God, his last fight was really impressive, man, against Bartos. He just kind of just swarmed him, man, and hurt him really bad, man, and tapped him out. So I think he's gonna be a problem, man, for a lot of these guys, to be honest. And even Barberena, I think Prazeres would beat Barberena. I think Prazeres beats a lot of guys outside the top 15. I think he actually beats guys in the top 15 right now, man. So, obviously, he's not fighting Ramzan on me, but I think that would have been a really good fight. The Austrian Wonder Boy, he's a pretty good fighter, man. He's young, he's a good striker, but we've seen him get taken down before. Prazeres is not stupid. Prazeres could probably even hurt him on the feet, but I think he's just gonna, just get in his face and take it down and tap him out, man. So he has a huge advantage on the mat here, man. So and honestly, he could even hurt, this newcomer on the feet too. But I think he's gonna play smart and just get him, out of there on the mat. So I got Michel Prazeres by first round submission, and I think we're gonna get him, against Neil Magny or someone, in the top 15 next. So hey, maybe they'll do it against Vicente Luque. That would be a crazy fight. But he needs to get a big step up because Michel Prazeres is no slouch. So next fight we got my first play of the night. Wow, so we got Damir Hadzovic versus Polo Reyes. So this is team bro picks on this one. Kelton also bet Damir, and I got him at plus 145. Man, I mean his line has definitely like been crazy, man. I think he opened like a plus 100. Then it was kind of like he might have been the favorite, and then he went to plus 145. I think he might have been the plus 150. I'm not sure, but now he's like what minus 110 or something like that. I think it's a good fight. I do think this is kind of a dangerous fight too because I think they're both gonna fall. But my read in this fight, I think Damir, man, is more durable, man. I think he definitely has the better chin. I think he's more technical on the P2. Polo definitely hits like a truck and has good striking, but I mean, uh, we'll see how he looks here, man. Because his last fight against Mavrovola, he after that fight he got popped. So and man, he's taken a lot of damage too, man. I mean, he had that war, man, with Darn Young Kim, and then got knocked out against James Vick. He went to a split with one of the worst fighters ever be in the division, Jason Novelli. Damir's the UFC run, is 2-2. The Marcin Held fight, I mean, he was losing the first 2 rounds. Honestly, like I've joked a lot about Marcin Held, like you can say he's a bum and all that, but the guy's a good grappler, man. He really is. He has good grappling, and I mean, he beat Nazareth. I mean, Marcin Held is. I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's a bum anymore. Like I think he has a really, really good ground game, but obviously, like there's ways to beat Marcin Held, and won the first rounds, and then Damir just knocked him out that knee, which is pretty crazy. I don't know why he went for that Unamari role for Marcin Held, but and then Damir had a pretty, I know he got knocked out against Tyson Law, but I mean, he had some success in the feet till he got knocked out, and then the Nick Hine fight, that wasn't a split. He definitely won that fight 2 rounds. And then the Patrice fight just got out grappled. I don't think Paul Reyes is going to be able to take him down. Paul Reyes has, I guess, a little grappling. You saw that against Dong Young Kim, but I don't think he's going to be able to take him down. I don't think he's going to shoot anyway. So, yeah, I'm just going with the more durable and more technical guy, man. Damir's, a good fighter. I mean, both these guys are good fighters, man. But I just think, he's taking less damage, and I think that he hits harder, and I think he has, really good jab, Damir. And, Polo has a really good right hand. So, I mean, they're going to be brawling on the feet for sure. But I just think, Damir's, the more technical fighter, like I already mentioned 100 times, and the more durable fighter. And he has pretty good cardio, too. We've seen Polo Reyes slow down. So, I'm going to go with Damir Hadzovic. I'm going to go with second round KO, man. I think he's really going to hurt him, man. I think he's going to land in in the clinch and then, drop him and get him out of there. So, but this is definitely going to be a fan favorite fight. So I got Damir. So next fight we got. This is a really interesting fight. It's definitely one of my favorite fights tonight. We got Veronica Macedo versus Jillian Roberson. Now I've been going like back and forth in this fight. I'm actually like I'm high. I'm not gonna say like super high, but I'm high on Jillian Roberson. I think she has a lot of potential. I thought she looked decent last fight. Obviously on the feet she was getting pieced up, but I mean she took putting herself down multiple times, and then she got caught, man. And I mean, she's had, she beat Emily Whitmire in the first round. She beat Molly McCann, in the second round. I think she's a really good ground game. There's a couple red flags I have in this fight for her. One big red flag is that she's not going to have Dean Thomas in her corner again, and she didn't have him in her corner last time. And if you listen to her interview, man, with James Lynch, I feel like it's a big for her, man. I mean, I feel like that's for like her head coach, and Dean Thomas going to I think when the Duke group is for the last 2 weeks of Woodweed's camp, and Roberson had to go with him because that's her main, I feel like, coach. And she even said too, she doesn't want anyone else to be in her corner besides him, but I think she's gonna have Rocco Martin's girlfriend Kayla Harrison in there. But anyways, it's just a kind of a red flag, man, that Dean Thomas won't be there, and maybe it's mental with her, maybe she panicked last fight and because he wasn't there. Who knows? But I don't know. Who knows about that? But I do think she has the grappling advantage here. Veronica Macedo, we saw her against Ashley Evans Smith, short notice. So that was, a short notice fight going up the weight class. And I mean, Ashley Evans Smith is way bigger than her, man. So I mean, you can't really, that's a pass. But then, KGB, she's a good fighter. We saw her just small Ashley Evans Smith. She was getting, kind of beat up on the feet against Macedo. Macedo, I think, had some good striking, but as soon as they hit the mat, man, I mean, KGB kind of just controlling the mat. Macedo has kind of weird fight IQ too. She even took her down, KGB, and then KGB just I think 5 seconds later just got on top. So I don't know, man. Why are you initiating the grappling? If you have you're having success in the feet and you're getting your ass kicked on the ground, and why are you still initiating the grappling? So, she has, BJJ credentials, man. Macedo, I think she's a brown belt, so I mean, she has good jiu-jitsu. I just think Roberson could take her down, and Roberson doesn't waste time on the mat. Right? Like she's not like a grinder. Like she's gonna like try to like look for a submission, as soon as she can. And she's, her striking's improved. Roberson, I think Macedo's the better striker. I don't think Joan Julian's striking is like the best. I think it's decent, but one thing I like about her, she's relentless. So she goes for that takedown immediately. I mean, like that's literally all she does because she has a really good wrestling. She has a good ground game, man. So it's a good fight. The line's pretty close, but I'm gonna go with the Joan Rose. I think she's gonna get Veronica Macedo, her first submission loss, and I think Joan gets her out of there in the first round. But I think it could definitely be a back and forth fight until it lasts. So next fight we got Daniel Teymur versus Daniel Teymur versus Chris Fishgold. This is a good fight for sure. I've actually been really impressed with Fishgold at 155. He's beaten a lot of guys outside the UFC. He was like a big 55 after too, man, stocky, and now he's at 45. I feel like he's lost a lot of weight. He's still kind of in good shape, but I don't know, man. I feel like 45 could have done a lot of damage to him. Man. He was at a pretty big 55er, man. Now he's at 45. I think he still has a lot of potential, though. I mean, Daniel Teymur, I don't know, man. I remember betting him against or I didn't bet him. I'm sorry, I had him on DraftKings, I think, versus oh wait, did I have him? I'm trying to remember. Oh, okay, no, I bet him versus Julio Arce. That's what it was. It was a terrible bet. But I guess Danny Henry, he beat Danny Henry's ass in the first round and blew his wad and just got, and lost. And Danny Henry's a good fighter, and we'll be seeing that against EJ in a couple of weeks. But he just kind of blew his wad, and then the second fight with the Arce just completely picked him apart and just took him down, tapped him out. I think that's what Fishgold has to do here. I think he cannot brawl with Teymur because Teymur's a brawler. We didn't really see Teymur I don't know, just Teymur did not look like the same guy against Henry in the first round that he did last fight. He just looked hesitant. I feel maybe because he knew Arce could take him down, but Fishgold is a good grappler and he has good submission. So I think we could see another hesitant Teymur on the feet, but because I really do think Fishgold has a huge advantage here on the mat. He's coming off a KO loss to Qatar, so I mean obviously that's a little concerning, but Qatar's a top 15 guy. I do think Teymur's a better striker. I think he has definitely better, more power on the feet. I think he's more technical. I think Fishgold's striking's improved a lot, but I don't think he has the striking to hurt or knock out Daniel Teymur. But I think he has a huge advantage on the mat. I think it's a striking versus grappling matchup. And Fishgold's still durable too. I mean, I know he got knocked out last night, but he's still durable. But I don't know. This whole 145 thing, Fishgold's, I don't know, man. I don't know if I like it. I feel I don't know. I just think he lost a lot of muscle and stuff. So we'll see how he does here. But I do think he's gonna get the win. I think he's gonna put Daniel Teymur out. And I think he's gonna get him down. And I think he's gonna get a submission here, maybe in the second round. But I mean, if they brawl man on the feet, I'm telling you right now, you said, it'd get hairy for sure. So I'll go with Fishgold, but it's a pass. So next fight, this is definitely a good fight, man. I like this fight a lot. We got the returning of Carlo Pedersoli versus Dwight Grant. And I like Carlo Pedersoli. I'm actually pretty, high on the kid. I think he's a good. Obviously it was a little too soon versus Cowboy, and he got smoked. I bet on him versus Cowboy, and terrible bet. And he got put out in 44 seconds. Obviously it's concerning. Did he take the right time off? Because he just got wrecked against Cowboy. I bet him versus Brad Scott, and Brad Scott, dropped him twice in the first round. Twice, right after I think it was he got dropped and he got up and he got dropped. I think he trying to get up and he got dropped again. And but he was winning that first round until he got dropped, and then he definitely won the second and third round. That war with Dalby, that was a good fight. I mean, he has some really good head kicks. Carlo Pedersoli has a good jab, good left hand. And I like his movement, man. I mean, he has good striking, man. He trains with Italy, Lesso, De Chirico, and he has good wrestling too. We saw him, beat Brad Scott with the wrestling. He picked Brad Scott apart. He had more volume than Brad Scott. Dwight Grant, I mean, that's the thing. There's one thing that concerns me, not concerns me, but interests me in this fight is that Dwight Grant's a counter striker. So Carlo Pedersoli is going to be bringing the fight to him, and I mean, Dwight Grant could have success and could catch him because Dwight Grant hits like a truck, man. He really does, but he's really hesitant on that, man. I mean, he's 34 or something like that in his second fight in UFC. I don't know, man. He's really hesitant against Zach Otto. He looked like a completely different fighter on the Contender Series. But I don't know. Zach Otto, won the fight. I thought Dwight Grant won, but you shouldn't be going to close splits with Zach Otto. Zach Otto is one of the worst fighters in the 75-pound division. But I don't know. I think he's athletic. I do think he has more power than Pedersoli, but I think Pedersoli just has more volume. I just think he has, more volume. I think Pedersoli is going to win this fight if he doesn't get caught, and that's what it comes down to. He's not the underdog, so I'm not going to play it. But I do think Pedersoli is going to win the decision here. I don't think he's going to put out Dwight Grant. Dwight Grant seems pretty durable guy, but I got to go with the more volume. I think he's more technical, and but hey, he could get hurt in this fight. Rascott hurt him. He's coming off a knockout against knockout lost to Hellboy. Dalby even rocked him on the feet a little bit, so he can get hit, man, for sure. I think Carlo's durable. Like, I don't think he's super chinny or anything, but I mean, the knockout loss is concerning for sure. But if Dwight Grant, turns into an aggressive striker here, turns into aggressive striker that's not hesitant, because he usually sits back and he waits for you, to go first into counter striker. But if Grant goes first, I mean, he could definitely hurt Pedersoli. But Pedersoli needs to worry about needs to watch about that counter striker because he can definitely get caught here. But yeah, I gotta go, man, with Carlo Pedersoli. I think he's gonna win a decision here. But yeah, I'm not gonna be playing it, but I'll be having Carlo Pedersoli probably on DraftKings. So this is the first fight of the main card. We got Magomed Ankalaev versus Quinton Abreu. And yeah, man, so I have my second play tonight. I actually have 3 underdogs. All 3 of my plays are underdogs, all 3 units. So my first one was Damir plus 145. This is I got Abreu. I have the underdog here at plus 195. There's a lot of people out there that are on Ankalaev here and saying that Abreu is a bum and all this stuff. And I mean, you watch the tape on Abreu, man. He's beating some good guys, man, outside the UFC. And the guy has a really good ground game, man. I mean, he has really good BJJ. I mean, honestly, he has good striking in the feet too. I do think Ankalaev is the better striker, but I just think he's not going to waste any time. He has good wrestling, but I think he's going to go out there and just take him down, man. And yeah, Ankalaev had a pretty dominant performance against Paul Craig until he got topped out. But I mean, Paul Craig even took him down twice. I know Paul Craig got reversed, but he had a minute on top, or he took him down, was controlling Ankalaev in the first round for a minute. So the fact that Paul Craig can take him down twice, I think Abreu's going to take him down for sure. And Abreu's not going to get reversed like Paul Craig. Abreu's, a heavy dude, man. He fights a heavyweight too. So I think he's going to be the bigger guy in there, man. And he's a brawler, man. I mean, he's pretty durable too. He's only been put out twice, but I mean, it's a long time ago. And I mean, he likes to brawl. But the thing is with Abreu that I like about him is that he strikes with you, but it just sets him up for the takedowns. He has really good grappling, man, and his BJJ is really good. He has really good jiu-jitsu. I think he could definitely find a submission here. I think it's just going to happen. Ankalaev, he's coming off that win against Marcy Pacino, whatever. I mean, he's a bum in my opinion. I mean, you could say Ankalaev has fought, kind of the same kind of competition that Abreu has. It's not like Ankalaev has been fighting way better guys. So Abreu would do the same thing that Pacino Ankalaev did. So I just don't know why a lot of people are just writing this Abreu kid off. I mean, the guy, he's 26 years old. I mean, he has a good record. He's a finisher. I mean, he has 10 wins by submission. So he's on a 6-fight winning streak. I mean, good grappling, good chin. He's big. He's super strong. Good pressure too. Ankalaev is definitely, the better striker. I think he's more technical in the feet. But I don't like what I saw out of him against the Paul Craig fight. I mean, you're dominating the fight and you get tapped out in 10 seconds. And I think he quit in that fight, man. I really did. I mean, he was winning the fight, and then Paul Craig just threw up an arm bar, and he just tapped out. Really, man? You can't even hold on 10 minutes or 10 seconds until the fight ends. I don't know, man. I didn't like what I saw in that fight, and the fact that I can see Abreu's ground game really good against some good fighters, man. He can definitely get hit on the feet for sure, but I think he's pretty durable, man. But I just think the holes that I've seen in Ankalaev and that Paul Craig questionable, that sub loss, I don't like it. So I'm gonna go with the dog. I really think he's gonna put him out and with a submission. So once he gets on top, man, it's a wrap. I mean, Abreu has really good control. I don't think Ankalaev is gonna be able to get right back up, or kind of do the work he did against Paul Craig. So I'm going to go with the big statement here. I got Abreu by a first round submission, man. I think he's going to get him out of there. I think he's going to get a nice I think he's going to take his back, man. I really do. I was thinking about an arm triangle choke. I think he's going to take his back. And he's going to get a rear naked choke. So I got Abreu by submission. So next fight, I think it's Dodson. Yeah, so it's Dodson versus Peter Yan. This is a good fight. The line, I just feel like is off for sure. I mean, Dodson's still a pretty good fighter. Um, he has slowed down though for sure. Now he's not the same John Dodson anymore. Like he's, he's just not the same fast guy anymore, man. But I still think he's a top 15 guy, and he's going to be until he probably retires. Peter Yan's impressive. Like he's super. Like he really impressed me in the last fight against Douglas Silva Andrade. He completely dominated a guy that was in the top 15 and a pretty good fighter. You saw what he did to Cheeto Vera, man. So Cheeto Vera is good. I think a lot of people don't think Cheeto's good, but I do think he's good. I think Peter Yan, is definitely, I think the more aggressive fighter. The guy that's going to probably throw more volume. I think he has more power on the feet. Could he take John Dodson down? I don't know. John Dodson has a really good takedown defense. I just think Dodson's not going to be engaging. I think he's going to be, throwing a little bit and then just running away. But I mean, the thing is, that's what Dodson does, and he wins a lot of fights. But obviously, we've seen him, the last fight he didn't look that good against Jimmy Rivera. Had a close fight, Pedro Munoz, which should have gone either way. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think Yan is going to finish Dodson. I don't think so, but I think he can definitely win a decision here. If he does finish Dodson, it's a huge statement because then he'll get one more fight and probably fight for the belt. But I got Peter Yan. I just think he's the better fighter. I think he has more left in the tank. I think he wants it more right now, and I think he has more technical striking, man. I think he's faster than John Dodson now, and it's kind of crazy to say, but I think he's faster. So I got Peter Yan, and I'm pretty impressed in the guy, and I really want to see who he fights next. So next fight, we got a fight that I was definitely thinking about betting, but I passed. We got Lucy Pudilova versus Liz Carmouche. I like Lucy, man. I'm picking her to win this fight, but I'm not betting it just because I think Liz Carmouche still has really good grappling. She's definitely, I think, on the decline of her career for sure. She had that very close fight with Alexis Davis, and then she beat Jennifer Maia. Jennifer Maia's not. I don't know. I've seen some people say she's really good, but I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think Jennifer Maia's like legit or anything. I think she's decent. I think Lucy would beat her too. Would beat Jennifer Maia. This is a good fight. I mean, Lucy, I bet on her last fight against Aldana, and after watching it again, I do think that Pudilova won that fight. I mean, Aldana landed about 10 or 15 more strikes, but I think Lucy did landed the harder shots. She hurt Aldana on the feet. Aldana, it was a back and forth fight. It was one of the best women's fights I've ever seen. But I don't know how Pudilova lost that fight. I'm still kind of maybe I'm biased. I'm still kind of mad that Lucy didn't get that decision. But anyways, I think Lucy's ferocious, man. I think she's super aggressive. She doesn't really give anything, bro. I mean, she does not give a rat's ass if she's gonna get hit in the feet. She just walks forward. Carmouche's striking is not on the level of Lucy's at all. It's a striking versus grappler matchup. She needs to stay away from Liz. If Liz, gets inside her, she's gonna get her down. Liz is a gorilla, man. She's, a flyweight. Now she's 1-on-1 at flyweight, and she's super strong for the division, man. Really good control too. Lucy's been taken down before, but we've seen her get back up. I thought she won the Landsberg fight. She beat him, and then she had that fight with Sarah Cheesecake Moraes, and Sarah took her down, kind of controlled her, and then Lucy just beat her ass, man, in the last 2 rounds. Even Lucy hurt her, I think, in the first round too, at the end of the round. But yeah, man, I got to go with Lucy. I think she's the better striker. I think that she will get taken down. It's all about if she can get back up, and I don't know if Liz Carmouche can be able to control on the map for 3 rounds. So I think Liz is going to have a strong first round. I think that Lucy has good cardio too. I think Liz is definitely slowing down her fights. She slowed down against Alexis Davis, and you're losing a girl like Alexis Davis, like a soccer mom like that. I know you lost to her twice, but I mean, come on, that was an uneventful fight, and she definitely lost that fight too. So I'm gonna go with Lucy. I'm gonna go with her by a decision win. She's fighting at home, so obviously, she'll have the advantage there. But I don't want to bet it. The line's been up and down, and I just don't want to bet it because I respect Carmouche. She is on the decline, but she's she's a veteran, man, and she's a good veteran. You saw what she did against Chukagi, man, at 135. I mean, she got hurt really bad in that fight, and in the 3rd round, she still won the fight. She's super strong, Carmouche, man. She is great. So I got Lucy by a split, but I'm not confident in betting it. So next fight we got we got John Villante versus Michel Oleksiejczuk, and this is a good fight. I actually wanted to play Michel, going into this fight after watching tape, but obviously I don't like the line. I'm not going to play the juice. We'll see, man, what happens this fight. I think John Villante's at the end of his career. I think his chin is deteriorating, man. He is known for his good chin, but now he's been, um, he's getting KO'd, man. Against Shogun, he's getting hurt in his fights. He had that swapper knocker with Safarov. Like, you should not be having that close a fight with Safarov. And then Ed Herman, like, I thought he lost Ed Herman, man. I think a lot of people could agree with me in that fight. You should not be going to close fights with Ed Herman. Like, come on, man. That guy's like 80 years old, and that guy like what won 2 fights his last 10 fights. Like, come on, man. And then you go to a split with Sam Alvey. I mean, even Sam Alvey's in the decline. Like, I like Sam Alvey a lot. Like, he has some good wins, but look what Jim Crute just did to him, man. So I mean, you're going to splits with these kind of guys. Like, and then the Pat Cummings fight. Cummings won that fight, man. And we'll be talking about Cummings a little bit later. But wait, will we? Yeah, we will. I forgot. For some reason, I forgot that Jen fought Cummings, but it was a while ago. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, I got to go with Michel. I was impressed with his fight with Khalil. I do think he's way undersized at 205. I think he needs to go to 185 for sure. How's he going to look after getting popped? I don't know how he got popped. The guy does not have a lot of muscle. But one thing I like about Michel is that he has a good chin, man, and he has a really good pace. He puts a pace on me, man, and I don't think Villlante's going to like that pace. Villante slows down every fight. John probably has the wrestling advantage, but I don't know if he's going to be able to take down Michel. I don't think Michel's going to be able to take down Villante. That's the thing. I mean, that's how he beat Khalil, but he also beat Khalil feet too. So I got to go with the more durable guy. I got to go with the fresher guy. I got to go with the guy that's taking less damage, even though Michel's been in a lot of wars before. So I mean, he's been KO before. He gets hit a lot too. But I just think the pace, and he throws a lot of volume. Man. John Villante is kind of like Sam Alvey. They just don't, they don't throw a lot. And Villante has more power in the feet, but is he going to get him out of there? Because if he doesn't, he's probably going to lose a decision because Michel's obviously going to have the advantage of his scorecards because it's in it's in Prague. So I got Michel. I got him by who's going to put John Villante out, man? That's the question. I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to win a decision. I think he's going to get a 29-28 decision. He's going to look good. And he's going to drop the 185. So yeah, I got Michel. So next fight we got Stefan Struve versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. I was really impressed, man, with De Lima actually last fight in his debut at heavyweight. This is one of those fights, man. Like, he's going to win this fight if he doesn't get caught by submission because Struve is definitely at the end of his career. He has good submissions. We haven't seen it since Oleksiejczuk. But then again, De Lima gets caught, man. Like, he's been tapped out 3 times in UFC. He got tapped out against Krylov. I mean, he got tapped out against who else he got tapped out of? OSP. So I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I think De Lima had a good game plan last fight. I was really surprised that he took Adam Weidrich down at will, and Adam just looked like a fish out of water. And Adam's known for his submissions off his back. De Lima hurt him on the feet multiple times, and just didn't go for the knockout. Just chose to take him down. I don't want him to do that here, man, because if he does, he's in risk to get tapped out. The Struve has a good ground game, but I think he's gonna change it up, and I think he's gonna do what he always does, which is he hits like a truck. He's a brawler. He comes forward like a beast. I think he's gonna get Stefan Struve out of there, man, and send Struve as walking paper. Struve's the end of his career, man. I don't like what I've been seeing from him, and I want to play De Lima really bad. As of right now, I'm passing just because he's not the underdog, and I have 9 units risk already on the card. I don't really want to go over 10. My new goals don't go over 10. So I'm going to pass. I'll have him on DraftKings zone. I'm picking him to win. I think he's going to get a KO here. But my worry, man, is if Struve gets him down or if he takes Struve down, just don't get caught because that's his kryptonite, man. Oh, Antigulov took him out too, submission. So it's just submission defense, man. It's just not the best. But, he might be better, man, off a heavyweight, man. Because I think he was cutting a lot of weight, dude, at light heavyweight, man. So I mean, we saw him. I think he had his best performance in the UFC last fight, man. So I gotta go with De Lima here, man. He's gonna get a first round KO. I don't know. I'm going back and forth if I want to play it or not. We'll see. If I do, then I disobey what I said about going over 10 units. But we'll see what happens. But maybe I'll play him in the distance. I don't know what his line is, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I got De Lima by KO. So next fight. With the main event. Wow, this is definitely a really good fight. Let me get my notes real quick. We got Jan Blachowicz versus Thiago Santos, man, and I got the underdog here, man. I got Jan at plus 130, 3 units, and I actually wanted to put more in, but I just wanted to have all my, my plays 3 units. But he's definitely my most confident bet, man. He's a good fighter, like I really do. I think he's been on a really good run lately. Ever since the Pat Cummings fight, man, like he's just like looked like a different animal. I think after that fight is when he went back to his old gym, his old coach, and he put on some size. Maybe he's done some roids, who knows? But that Devin Clark performance was so impressive. I mean, Devin Clark is not the best, but he even took down Devin Clark. Devin Clark went for multiple takedowns and couldn't even get him down. And Pat Cummings took him down and actually beat him because of wrestling. But I mean, since the Pat Cummings fight, man, he's looked like a new man, man. I mean, then he went out there and beat Jared Cannonier on the feet. His jab is lightning fast, man. I'm like, wow, Jan's jab is legit, man. And he actually hurt Jared, dropped him, and then against Jimmy, he dominated the fight. He hurt him too. He dropped Jimmy, won every round. Then against Krylov last fight, I bet him versus Krylov. Krylov went out there, took him down, and then Jan, man, I mean, just got up and then took him down, and then second round took him down again, and then tapped him out with the arm triangle choke. I think Jan's ground game is legit. I think it's really good. I think he's really good jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I think Santos has definitely looked a lot better at 205 for sure. His chin definitely has looked better. I think he's more durable 205. But you still can't take away he's been knocked out 3 times and he gets hurt in a lot of his fights too. And he's just, he's a good fighter. I feel like obviously, like I'm not like I'm obviously gonna be sweating him going against Thiago Santos, which is a good fighter, but like the guy just does some dumb stuff, man. I mean, he dropped the ball against Spicely. David Branch knocked him out. Obviously, this is all 185. Kevin Holland, had some success, but then okay, gets 205, gets Eric Anders, yeah, some short notice, but I mean, Anders still took him down like 5 or 6 times, and had some success on the mat, and then he just he got knocked out, and then against Jimmy Mano on the feet. I mean, even Jimmy, man, landed some big shots against Santos. I think Santos was rocked too, but he bit down his mouthpiece and just put him out, man. So he is more durable 205, but I just can't you can't get that. I can't get that out of my mind, bro. That he's been finished 3 times. Luque finished him at 170 a long time ago, and Spicely took him out in the first round. Like he has performances where you just question yourself. I mean, he's been dropped too, but I mean, he's more durable 205 for sure. But I just think Jan Blachowicz, man, has the better ground game here. I think that on the feet, I think Jan's more technical on the feet. I think Santos hits harder. I think Santos has more power, but Jan has a really good jab. Jan has a really good right hand, man, and I think Jan's more durable. I think Jan has the better ground game. I already mentioned. I think he's the bigger guy too. He's a big 205. Santos is a big 205 too, but Jan is too, man. And Jan's not one to back down from a fight. I think Santos, they could be drawing on the feet, but Jan, man, has good grappling, has a good wrestling. I think Jan is not stupid. He's going to get him down. And once he gets him down, man, he has a legit ground game. I don't think he's going to be able to get back up. I think he's really going to tap Santos out in the first second round. So that's my read in this fight. I think Jan, I think on the feet it's going to be close because, Jan's more technical. Santos, definitely is a brawler, and, Santos could definitely hurt him on the feet, but I got to go with the guy that's more durable. I got to go with the guy I think has better cardio. I got to go with the guy I think is more technical, and the guy that I think has a huge advantage on the mat. And that's where I see the fight going down. I think Jan's going to get him out of there, and I think Jan's going to hurt him on the feet. I think Jan's going to go for a takedown. I think he's going to get Thiago Santos down, and I think Jan's going to tap him out, man. I think Jan's going to find his back and choke him out. So I got Jan, man, for a 5-fight winning streak, getting Thiago Santos out of there. And honestly, man, I think Jan beats a lot of guys at 205. To be honest, I think Jan would beat Dominic Reyes. I think Jan would beat Volkan. I think Jan would beat Ratchich too. And I'm sure no one out there would agree with me that he would beat all 3 of those guys. But that's what I think, man. I don't think Jan would beat John Jones. Okay, I'm not that crazy. I don't think Jan would beat DC. I think Jan would beat Lionheart too. So I mean, Santos, went out there and put Lionheart away at 185, even though Lionheart got him down. But I mean, we've seen Santos get taken down. Even Kevin Holland, man, yes, is 85, he cut 20 pounds, but still, Kevin Holland, who I think is a good fighter, but I think Jan's a bigger and better fighter. I mean, come on, man, you almost have to now. I mean, he, full mountain him, come on, if Jan gets this guy down, he's in trouble. I'm telling you right now. And even on the feet, Santos is the better striker. I think he has more power, but I think Jan's more technical, and I think Jan has the better chin. So I got to go with Jan. I think he's gonna get a first round submission here, and I'm really excited for this fight because Jan's fighting at home. Jan, getting the main event, and Santos is a good fighter, man. Santos, he's a beast, but he's getting tapped out in this fight. So those are my plays. I got 3 units on Damir. I got 3 units on Abreu. I got 3 units on Jan. Go check out, my Twitter at BroPicks, and check out Kelton's Twitter too. Sucks that Kelton couldn't come on tonight, but family emergencies. I mean, when you have them, you gotta tend to them. But yeah, man. So next week, I want to say something real quick. So we will be having a guest on BroPicks. So we're going to be having the debut of hold on. Should I keep this a secret or should I just say it? Let me think real quick. I'll probably just say it. But yeah, we got the debut of my boy Clint. So he has a new podcast, the Die Hard MMA podcast, and he will be on BroPicks, man, with me and Calvin, breaking down UFC 235. It's a really good card. There's gonna be a lot of fun debates on there. I'll tell you that right now because I actually just bet Kamaru Usman last night, and I know he's on I know he's on going to be on Woodley. I'm sure Kelvin will be on Woodley too. A lot of people are going to be on Woodley, but honestly, man, like I don't like Usman. I just think that like he's like a cocky guy. I just don't like his. There's something about him I don't like, but his fighting style, man, I think is really good, and I think he has a good matchup here against Woodley. I think he's definitely going to be Woodley. It's definitely going to be a hairy, man. In the first couple rounds, as he gets knocked out. I mean, I think Woodley could definitely knock him out. I mean, that's I think he wins his fight and get KO, but I think when it gets in the later of the fight, I think he could definitely win a decision. Kind of out grapple time Woodley. I think he has a better cardio too. I think he's going to be in his face for sure, man. Usman. I think he's going to be landing more, but it's all about if he gets KO'd or not. So. He's been pretty durable so far, but this is the hardest fight of his career. But you could even say this is one of Woodley's tough fights because when Woodley fought Rory McDonald won the fight with his grappling, and I think Usman can definitely do that here. So that's the short breakdown. Obviously, we'll do the long breakdown next week. So yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday. Me, Calvin, and Quinn. So yeah, guys. Write down in the comments below what you guys think of every fight, who you guys got in the main event, and peace out. And I'll be back next week. Later, guys.